Now, next story. We have a special guest joining us in studio this morning and getting you ready for the holidays of fine wine and good spirits. We would like to welcome Mr. Russ Johnson.
How's everybody doing today?
Good, Russ. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Thank you guys for having me back. Good to be back on.
Good to see you, sir. You were a wealth of knowledge last year, so we love having you back around this time of year.
It appears you've ironed your apron.
I have.
We appreciate it.
Brand new, fresh out of the box.
And
Looking good.
crispy. And listen, we're talking since Marissa played all these clips that had to do with liquid. We're going to talk about alcoholic purchases for your holidays this year.
You bet.
Is this for the feast or for gifts or a little bit of both? What are you thinking?
We're kind of thinking both. I sort of tailored the preferences around pairing for the Thanksgiving meal today, but
Perfect.
I mean,
I
all
like
of these
that.
would be great for a gift as well. Definitely.
Okay, so when pairing for the Thanksgiving meal, let's say you're hosting.
Yeah.
You need to have a variety of wines.
Absolutely.
Which everybody's palate is not exactly the same.
Yeah.
And I know in the past it's been the old rule was very specific about reds and whites and what they go with as a base dish.
Mm-hmm.
Say fish, you would have a wine, and so and it may be chicken with a white wine.
Yeah.
And then red meat was with a red wine. But that stuff has kind of changed now. You can move around.
Yeah, I think there's a variety of things you can do in terms of food pairing. And overall on Thanksgiving, you have so many dishes on the table that I think you want to focus on wines and spirits as well that kind of go with a variety of things. And you were mentioning hosting.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that starts off nice if you're hosting is to begin with some bubbles, some sparkling wine. One thing I featured today is the Monmouth Cremant de Loire. What I want to mention is everybody out there seems to be a Prosecco drinker right now.
Okay.
I want you to start focusing on Cremant. And Cremant is a category of French sparkling wine made on the exact same method as champagne. But instead of spending $75, $100, $200, this is $19.99, and I have some that are even less expensive.
So you're saying sort of get the evening started with this.
Oh, absolutely. Or even the afternoon.
Oh, the afternoon or early morning with cereal.
Absolutely. 9 a.m. Why not?
There's no way to say this next sentence without sounding pretentious, so I'm going to say it anyway. I studied wine in the Loire Valley in France when I was in college, and I was an independent study, and I got an A in that class because I loved, and so I learned about Cremant, and one of the reasons why I love it is exactly what you described. It's not nearly as expensive as champagne. It's just as delicious. Can you give like a little bit of a history of where this came from? Like what the Loire Valley is like?
This is Loire Valley. Loire Valley is in the western side of France. It goes right up along the Atlantic Ocean. And basically, it's an area that's very famous for white wine, especially Sauvignon Blanc, but also Cabernet Franc for the red wine.
I love the history of these places.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
And I love the idea of starting with a little bit of bubbly. You don't have to have much. It just kind of gets things started, kind of,
It's an impressive way to begin. It makes you look like you know what you're doing if you're hosting. So it's
and
a good way
everyone
to
go,
start.
oh, this is interesting. This is unique. Can you bring that if you're heading? Would that be a nice gift to bring if you've been invited?
I would say so, especially if it's a special occasion coming up. People could use it for Christmas down the road. So you can hang on to this. It's not going bad anytime soon. It's a great gift.
All right.
All right, Russ, let's progress through the meal. I like this. I like where we start and where we go. What's
Absolutely.
next?
So Sancerre, speaking of Loire Valley, this is probably Loire Valley's most famous wine. In France, we label by region, not by grape. So what you're drinking here is Sauvignon Blanc. Sancerre is very textured. It's very, very silky, what we call mineral-driven, a really delicate, beautiful wine. It's not very punchy. So when I was talking about how you have so many different things on the table, this is a wine that literally will go with everything. There's nothing it's going to clash with. Again, very delicate, mineral-driven. We're thinking lime zest, honeydew melon, but it pairs with anything from appetizers to the main course.
So you're having a classic Thanksgiving meal. You're having a turkey dinner, and you're having all the conventional, trimmings and all that stuff. So, this is a fine accompaniment to any of that?
Oh, sure. If you want to roll with white wine all the way through your meal, Sancerre is what I would choose because it won't clash with anything and it doesn't get boring. It has a lot of complexity.
All right.
All right, up next.
All right. So we got the Beaujolais Nouveau. Everybody kind of knows about this, Beaujolais Nouveau. Long story short, they say it's the first wine harvested in France every year. It comes from Beaujolais, the region right underneath Burgundy. It's made from a grape called Gamay. So this bottle of wine was essentially grapes about 4 to 6 weeks ago. That's how quickly they get it.
Wow. What do they put it in a wood chipper?
They make it as quickly as they possibly can. They export it as quickly as they possibly can. And
is freshness an aspect of the taste?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
It's kind of tart when you speak of fresh. It kind of has that like tart raspberry sort of flavor.
I see.
And overall, I like to serve it chilled. So a lot of people, we just released it yesterday. Yesterday was Beaujolais Nouveau Day. We were doing a free tasting. We were selling 3-4 cases by the time I left yesterday. So
because
it's really popular.
Because there's a quick turnaround, it's usually a less expensive wine, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, this is only $15.99.
Yeah.
And if you want a free upgrade, speaking of our chairman's selection, our bulk buy program, you can get what we call Cru Beaujolais. Long story short here, there's 10 crus that make the highest end Beaujolais. You don't have to spend more. This is on our chairman's right around $15, but Morgon is my personal favorite Beaujolais region.
So with the other Beaujolais, would you ask a question like, was October 27th a good day? Instead of the year, right?
You might have to ask yourself that. I mean, these grapes are barely ripe by the time they make it.
Yeah.
You won't notice much of a difference year to year,
right.
believe me.
I want to get a T-shirt that says Beaujolais is fun to say.
Yes.
Yeah. Makes you sound fancy.
You like it?
I like that.
Absolutely.
All right, and after the Beaujolais, so we have a couple of choices there.
In my opinion, if you like that lighter red style, but you want more complexity, just upgrade to Pinot Noir. And Pinot Noir is so great because it has, speaking of another great term, it has these autumnal flavors, kind of like earthy, mushroom, savory, leathery, spicy. So when you have those kind of spicy flavors on the Thanksgiving table, this is going to go great. And that lighter body means it won't clash with turkey because we're not eating super heavy food on Thanksgiving all the time. So Pinot has the delicacy to match up to everything you're going to be serving.
I don't know. We're eating pretty heavy food at my house.
Oh, you can go for it. I mean, you can
Okay.
still fire this up with some heavy food if you want to.
Okay.
If you need something heavier, just switch to a Bordeaux blend. Why not?
Bordeaux blend.
Absolutely.
All right, very good.
Easy enough.
And then what do we have next?
So you want to be finishing up with some dessert. And
Yes.
a lot of times in Thanksgiving, we're doing these kind of spicy desserts as well, like I was just saying. So it's pumpkin pie. You know, it's these flavors of nutmeg and cardamom, things like that. Gewürztraminer. Gewürztraminer often has sweetness. It's very, very traditional on Thanksgiving. And overall, it kind of has those spicy flavors. Gewürz, in fact, in German means spicy. So the name is right in the name of the wine. And I think when you're eating apple pie, pumpkin pie, something like that, it's a perfect pairing.
So do you want, and I'm an idiot when it comes to wine, okay? So do you want spice to match with spice?
I kind of think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Food pairing to me
Sporty
is,
or scary?
Not Spice Girls.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Different.
It's all about matching intensity as well as flavor. So, you know, like I said, a lot of the Thanksgiving foods, they might put you to sleep, but it's not the heaviest thing. A lot of people are not eating steak or something like that. It's turkey. So I go with these medium or light-bodied wines because they won't overpower what's on the table. So it's not just flavor. It's about matching the intensity of the food to the intensity of the wine.
So say we were having a customary Italian feast.
Sure.
Would this progression work with that as well, or would we have significant modification? This would work as well?
That would work great. Even
Okay.
if you're doing 7 fishes, you could
All
go
right.
with that Sancerre. That would be perfect. But with Italian food, especially red sauce, red gravy, we're kind of thinking that high acidity from the tomato. These are going to be high acid white and red wines, so it matches perfect.
Okay, before we move on, Fine Wine and Good Spirits. Is there somebody like you at every store? If I have questions and I want to say, look, I've got some people coming. I want to do the right thing.
Yeah.
I'm having this for my dinner. Can you help me out?
Absolutely. If you go
Okay.
to the premium collection stores, we have a ton around Philadelphia, for example. All of them have at least one wine specialist like myself. You can just ask for them. You can look for the green apron. We wear that so you can pick us out when you're in the store.
Oh, okay.
Happy to help you guys out. If you need more help, go to fwgs.com 24/7. You can order free shipping over $100. We have expert advice on there as well.
Nice.
I think this will take your game up a notch.
Absolutely.
I think it does.
And you don't have to know everything. There are people that are here to help you.
Well, you can enhance the experience for people that you're bringing the wine to. A quick question, if I may. I
Yeah.
do not drink, but I will occasionally
Okay.
rock something just to be part of the collective, and I require sweet.
Yeah.
So, is there something that would be good throughout a Thanksgiving experience? I've never been drunk in my life, and I go to church every. No. Could you recommend something?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think what you might want to try is an Aperol Spritz. They're very, very popular right now. It's going to be lighter in alcohol. You could use your sparkling wine. They're often made with Prosecco, but I tell people upgrade to Cremant. It's just going to taste better. And Aperol has a natural sweetness. So since you're someone who doesn't drink a lot, the low alcohol works for you, and the sweetness of the Aperol means it'll match your flavor
Aperol
profile.
Spritz, you're saying?
Aperol Spritz. That's what I would try.
All right, so speaking of not drinking, I'm being told that there is non-alcoholic wine, not grape juice, but non-alcoholic wine.
Absolutely. The non-alcohol category is exploding right now, whether it's cocktails, whether it's wine. We carry a number of each. So if you're not a drinker, but you want to kind of participate at the dinner table, we have a variety of selections with no alcohol. We also carry low alcohol. So if you want to be somewhere in the middle, low alcohol, low category, maybe you're day drinking on Thanksgiving, that's going to help out a little bit. That way it's a little bit safer, a little bit more responsible.
That's brilliant.
Absolutely.
I
think
love
so.
that because, I mean, listen, I'm all for day drinking, but I'm at a point in my life that when I start it, my day ends very early. So a little lighter alcohol might be the ticket.
I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Everybody's got personal preference when it comes to their wines, but for me personally, like when I learn a little bit of something about where the bottle came from and some of the history of the vineyard or whatever, it just makes me appreciate it that much more. And so I love the fact that the last one's from Alsace, which is this region of France in between France and Germany. It went back and forth in territory a million times, which is why it has a German name. Absolutely. So when you learn a little bit of history of the place, it just, anyway, for my personal taste, I'm like, I kind of like this a little bit more. At least I appreciate where it's coming from.
Absolutely. And speaking of history, a lot of the premium collection stores where the wine specialists are, we do free tastings at least once a week. We actually do 2 a week at my location, 20th and Callow Hill, right across from the Art Museum. I'm actually doing a tasting tonight from 4 to 6 p.m., 4 different wines for free. I do different ones Friday and Saturday. So if you want to taste, if you want to talk about that history, I'll be there pouring up for 2 hours.
Awesome. All right, let's turn the octane up a little bit because I've been eyeballing this box you've got in front
I had
of you
a
there.
feeling. So, Preston, I remember from last time that you are a whiskey guy.
am.
The question is, how much of a whiskey guy are you? Because I brought the Whistlepig Boss Hog XI.
Man.
This is extremely, extremely hard to get, but we have it at Fine Wine and Good Spirits.
That box alone is super cool. It has like a hidden compartment.
I think I could sell the box alone for $100 if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But this is a single barrel, 100% straight rye. Only one barrel of this made every single year. This year they tried something different. They started off in American cask, but they finished it in Indian Tandai barrels. And Tandai is an Indian beverage made from milk, nuts, and seeds. So it kind of imparts like that spicy kind of nutmeg and baking spice character to the finish.
Oh, I can already taste it.
Well, this is currently on sale.
Like Seidel and Kong Kong.
Oh, yeah. Very limited quantity. This is $5.99.99 right now. So that's why I say, how much do you love whiskey?
Repeat that again.
$5.99.99.
So
$600.
Yes, indeed.
So let me ask you.
I don't love it that much.
Well, Mr. $50 cocktail. Accidentally.
No, I think the most I've spent on a bottle of whiskey has been like in the 300 range.
Totally.
And I've gotten it from Fine Wine and Spirits. You guys have that case of the really good stuff.
Yep.
And I've gotten some, like from Jefferson's and a few others that, or was it? I'm trying to remember. Anyhow, yes, I'm a fan.
Absolutely.
But that's steep, but there are plenty of people.
Let me ask you.
purchase
So
at
let me
that
ask
level.
you this, Russ.
Yeah.
You're getting together with your friends who all are fans. Why don't you pool your resources and get a bottle for the collective?
Absolutely. Let's crowdfund this thing. Everybody throw in a few bucks. Maybe order a pizza, keep it cheap there, and just hang out. But I mean, get your buddies together. I do that with expensive wine sometimes. It just makes it much more accessible.
And listen, you didn't have to do this, Russ. I appreciate that. Thank you so
What a
much.
gift.
For
What a
bringing that
gift.
wine, dropping it off for me. I just, wow.
What a way to get the morning started.
Wow. No, you guys are great. You're wonderful. We appreciate the information. There's a lot to get, and you can, like Russ was saying, ask the experts while you're there. They will walk you through the whole thing.
And doesn't this feel holiday-ish when this happens? This whole thing and learning about this. It's but you're right in that moment.
And by the way, Russ's store is across the street from Manna. I just found out.
Yeah, we're very, very close by, right there. If you guys are familiar with the Target at 20th and Callow Hill, right across the street, right behind the Barnes Museum.
I sleep in their parking lot.
It's a great location.
We're going to have Sue Doherty from Manna, who's the CEO, in our studio next, actually, to talk about a bunch of stuff.
Very good.
That's great, man. Listen, thank you. We appreciate the education.
Thank you, guys. Drink responsibly this holiday. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you so much.
You got it. Let's hear it for Russ Johnson from Fine Wine and Good Spirits, and that will wrap up